morning. It's April 2nd, 11 weeks after my heart transplant. Everything's going great, just living the dream. Just kidding. There's nothing in here. I don't even like coffee. Let's get to the real stuff. So, it is April 2nd, and it is 11 weeks after my surgery, but everything's not so peachy keen like you think it'd be. But before we get into anything else, we gotta get into some breakfast. Been home since January 27th? January 27th or the 28th maybe. And not a whole bunch has happened. Obviously, after open heart surgery or heart transplant, there's not a whole bunch you can do. Physically, I'm starting to get better. Like I said, it's been 11 weeks. Well, around 11 weeks. It hasn't been exactly 11 weeks, but I'm starting to physically feel better. Mentally, it's been a different story. I was kind of prepared for the physical part of the surgery. I mean, obviously, you know kind of what's going to happen. You're going to get cut open, and your heart's going to get taken out, and a new one's going to be put in. And you know there's going to be a recovery process and everything like that. What I wasn't prepared for was the mental part and the medication. All the medication you have to deal with afterwards. That's the tricky part. So that was the first breakfast. Now it's time for the second breakfast, the medical breakfast. I don't want to say they didn't warn me about the medication, but they didn't warn me about the medication. Although, even if they would have warned me about the medication, I don't think it would have mattered. Because like with the surgery, hold on, let these, they're just gonna have to fight over that. Because with the surgery, they tell you the healthier you are, the stronger you are, the faster you recover, the better you do, the quicker you heal, blah, blah, blah. So I trained for surgery pretty much. I ate healthy, I stayed as healthy as I could. I went to the gym twice a day. I legit trained to have a heart transplant, and I feel like it paid off because I was in and out. Now granted, I kind of got lucky as far as the actual heart transplant. I got a heart very quickly as far as heart goes. I only had to wait 18 days for a heart. 13 days after a heart transplant, I was back home. Now they say it's gonna get better, which I'm sure it will, but sure it's taken a while. So the problem seems to be the medication, specifically the anti-rejection drugs. They're the ones giving me the biggest problem, but they'll stable out eventually, I guess. That's what they tell me. But for now, they're giving me horrible migraines and making me feel like crap all the time. A lot of it's having to do with them, the doctors and nurses trying to figure out or trying to get the levels stable, because my body will always be trying to reject the heart. So the medication has to be at a certain level to maintain that, and that's what they're still trying to figure out this far out. They say it could take up to 6 months, so this could go on for the next 6 months. Hopefully not, but it could. But like for example, the migraines, I haven't had one in the last couple of days, but they were getting so bad I was having them 3-4 times a week. I was just in the hospital last week because of the migraines. I had one for 3 days, and it got so bad that I was throwing up uncontrollably. Jesse called the doctors at Hopkins and said, look, I couldn't get out of bed. I was throwing up, I was dehydrated, I couldn't take my pills, my anti-rejection drugs, which I have to take. So they said you have to come in. They admitted me to Hopkins for like 3 or 4 days. They had to give me my medication through IV. Even just a migraine now can put me in the hospital. It's kind of ridiculous. And that's just from apparently the tacrolimus, which is one of the anti-rejection drugs. These can cause headaches. So once I get headaches, they can turn into migraines. And then there's the prednisone. One of the side effects of that apparently is mood swings, which lucky me, I get those. And unfortunately, Jessie's the one, I mean, I guess because she's the only one I'm around, but she's the one that catches the brunt of them. One of the other 14 or 15 pills I have to take 4 times a day. I mean, it's just a lot of drugs I gotta take. I'll be taking most of those for the next year. Two or three of them are anti-rejection drugs that I have to take for the rest of my life. Most of them I'll be weaned off of inside of a year though. I think prednisone, luckily, is one I'll be weaned off of. But the anti-rejection drugs I'll have to take for the rest of my life. I've been MIA to a lot of people though, and that's mainly because I felt like crap, which is another reason I feel like I need to put this out there to kind of explain myself. I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining because I'm very grateful for having a heart and feeling like I got a second chance or whatever. I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. I am grateful and I feel grateful, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining like, oh, these drugs, because they're keeping me alive and I'm very grateful for them. I just feel like I need to explain. Nobody wants to hang out or talk to anybody when they're not feeling well, so that's how I've been. I've just been feeling miserable lately, so. But besides the medication, I did experience a slight rejection episode, or I guess you call it an episode, a couple weeks ago. I went in for one of my biopsies. I was getting a heart biopsy. It was once every week. Now it's once every 2 weeks. They go in through the neck, take a biopsy of the heart. One came back showing rejection, so I got admitted into Hopkins and for 5 days or so, and then they pumped me full of anti-rejection drugs and steroids. They say they caught it pretty early, so that's good. So I went back last week for another biopsy, and it's still showing signs of rejection, but it is going down, so that's good. So they're just getting the rejection drugs right at that sweet spot, which is good. I'm starting to feel better, and they're getting the rejection under control. Besides that, physically, I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm at, like I said, probably 70%. I've been taking it slow. I've been listening to the doctors as far as that goes. I know I could be doing a lot more than what I am doing. I'm healed up as far as the scar goes. They say 12 weeks, the bone should be healed up. It feels like it is. But anyway, I just wanted to explain that real quick, but let's go do some fun stuff again. I gotta go pick up Riley from school now, so. Do you wanna go? Or are you gonna stay here? Use your words. You coming or staying? Huh? What are you gonna do? You coming or you staying? Okay. So does this mean you're coming?
Everybody's bringing their dogs to pick up
Let's
today.
bring your dog to pick up your kid day. You wanna go fishing?
Yeah.
Alright, so Riley and I are gonna try to go fishing in the backyard.
We caught a worm.
We caught a worm, so I guess we're off to a good start. But there's probably no fish in this river. She thinks there is. I don't think there is. So I guess we'll find out in a second. What do you think, Riley? We're gonna catch some fish?
Nope.
Huh. All right. At least we're on the same page. Somewhere down there, there's no fish. Where do you want to start?
Down there.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so we've made our way to the river. I think this is the spot here. It's just a little tiny spot, but it'll do for now. Alright, this is where we're going to cue our dramatic fishing footage. Quick change of locations. That part of the river wasn't working out. It was too fast moving. So we came over here, where it's a little bit slower and a little bit deeper. So maybe this will work out a little bit better. thought fishing was a bust. Maybe we'll come back with the right gear and try again tomorrow.
So pretty here.
Think?